When you hear the word roundabout, do you think of white-knuckling your way around a New Jersey traffic circle? Or do you envision the adventures of Chevy Chase and European Vacation?
Don't worry. Today's roundabouts operate much differently than the old traffic circles. In fact, many motorists in Delaware and across the country find them more efficient than traditional intersections.
The roundabout works great. It's easier for me to get to work, and there's no sitting in traffic just to get out of my neighborhood.
At first, I didn't want the roundabout. I thought it would be like the old Jersey circles, but it's not. It's great.
In a typical intersection, one or more roads intersect, and traffic is regulated with stop signs or signals. At some intersections, you may sit through several cycles of the traffic light. A roundabout is like a circular intersection. Unlike a regular intersection, there are no stop signs or traffic lights. Roundabouts operate using yield signs at each entrance, giving priority to the vehicles within the roundabout. Drivers enter, go counterclockwise around a center island, then choose an exit.
Hundreds of communities throughout the United States are replacing regular intersections with roundabouts because they are a safer way to move traffic. Our roundabouts in Delaware are working very well, and we are looking at other intersections in the state to see which could be good candidates to turn into roundabouts.
By understanding what a roundabout is and how it works, motorists are able to travel through intersections easier and safer. When you approach the roundabout, slow down and look for pedestrians and bicyclists. At the yield sign, look to the left and yield to traffic already in the roundabout. When a gap in traffic appears, merge into the roundabout. Motorists in the roundabout always have the right-of-way. A good rule of thumb is to wait for the brake. If you want to turn right, stay to the right. To go straight, follow the circle to the correct exit. To make a left turn, follow the circle 3/4 the way around. For U-turns, just complete the circle until you get back to the place you started. Stay in your lane as you continue to your exit. Watch for pedestrians and bicyclists as you exit the roundabout. Roundabouts are designed with buses, large trucks, and farm equipment in mind. Since roundabouts are designed to slow traffic when entering and eliminate left-hand turns, safety for all vehicles is improved over traditional intersections.
Initially, I was very concerned about the roundabouts, but once they were in operation, all that changed. Now, I purposely route buses through the Chop Tank Road roundabouts to avoid the more heavily traveled intersections along 301. The high school routes 34 buses and 350 student drivers through the Chop Tank and Bunker Hill Road roundabout daily with few, if any, issues.
Our farming community in Delaware has been very pleased with the operation of roundabouts. DelDOT has worked very hard with us to ensure that the roundabouts accommodate our farm equipment, including providing an apron around the center island that can be driven over by large vehicles.
Emergency vehicles also use roundabouts. Pull to the right to let them pass if you're approaching a roundabout. If you're in the roundabout, don't stop. Continue to your exit, then pull to the right and let them pass.
When DelDOT first proposed the idea of constructing roundabouts along Chop Tank Road, the fire company was very supportive. Not only do the roundabouts improve our response times, statistics show they save lives by reducing the number and severity of crashes.
Although roundabouts are not suitable at all intersections, they're appropriate at locations with high crash rates, locations where they'll operate without long delays, typically single-lane approaches, frequent left turn movements, and relatively balanced traffic flows. An intersection is one of the most complex traffic situations that drivers can encounter. In a traditional four-way traffic intersection, there are 32 points of conflict in which two vehicles may collide. Roundabouts have only 8 conflict points, greatly reducing the potential for crashes. The circulating movement of roundabouts nearly eliminates the potential for high-speed right-angle and left-turn head-on collisions. Rear-end collisions are also reduced in roundabouts. Crashes in roundabouts are typically minor, translating into less severe injuries and property damage. Studies have shown that roundabouts provide a 90% reduction in fatal crashes, 75% reduction in injury crashes, 30 to 40% reduction in pedestrian crashes, 10% reduction in bicycle crashes. Slower vehicle speeds mean drivers have more time to judge and react. This is especially important for beginning drivers and older drivers. A 2007 study by the University of Delaware looked at the needs of older drivers and recommended replacing conventional intersections with roundabouts, especially in areas where there are huge populations of seniors. Roundabouts can improve traffic flow, especially during off-peak periods when traffic is light. Traditional traffic signals usually stop 2 or more directions of traffic at one time. In roundabouts, all directions of traffic are kept open and moving. Several Insurance Institute for Highway Safety studies report significantly improved traffic flow when intersections are converted to roundabouts. Due to lower speeds at roundabouts, safety for pedestrians and bicyclists is generally improved compared to typical intersections. For pedestrians, there are less conflict points. The crossing distance is usually shorter, and there's often a refuge spot in the splitter island. Bicyclists generally ride with traffic around the roundabout and follow the same rules as motorists. Roundabouts can also help the environment. They take up less land than a traditional intersection since widening for additional turn lanes is not required on the approaches to a roundabout. This means less impacts to personal property, translating to right-of-way and overall project savings. Roundabouts also cut down on pollution. Vehicles emit more pollutants and gases into the atmosphere while stopped at a signalized intersection waiting on a light to turn green. Because roundabouts often eliminate such stops and improve traffic flow, they also reduce vehicle emissions. Gasoline use is also reduced as traffic moves more efficiently through roundabouts. Studies have shown that fuel savings can be up to 30% in roundabouts. Since roundabouts do not have traffic signals, electrical costs are reduced. This translates into lower maintenance costs. Operational savings from roundabouts have been estimated at an average of $4,000 per year per signalized intersection. In addition, the service life of a roundabout is approximately 25 years versus 10 to 20 years for traffic signals. Because of these benefits, transportation agencies across the United States are beginning to implement hundreds of roundabouts.
Thanks for joining us. Next time you're out, test drive one of our roundabouts and let us know what you think.